Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the National Guard products number 960. This is a ramp component, is what this is. Big piece of unusual shaped aluminum, I understand, but we'll make that clear in a moment. So the 960 is the second to last possible piece you would use in a ramp assembly. By the time you get out to the 2.5-inch dimension that is here, you are at a 30-inch wide threshold. 2.5. Over here, it's going to be 2-inch, and that's measured from where, pardon me, it's, yeah, 2-inch is what it is. Well, the point of the matter is this will nest underneath the 961 that will be 2-inch from this point down to where the 961 sits. Okay. Let's back up. Let's slow down a little bit. First of all, this is a 6-inch sample piece of the 960. There is a link below this video to a document called Product Brochure that will show you all of the ramp components. That's the place to start. There are 10 pieces there. The bottom line is these pieces nest together to create a ramp. You can go from 6-inch all the way out to 36-inch. Start with the R50 that you see there. That is a single extrusion that is going to be 6-inch wide and from 0 to 1/2 inch. If you were to put that R50 and then nest behind it the 954, you go from 0 to 1 inch over 12-inch. 6 plus 6 is 12, 0 to 1/2, 1/2 to 1. That relationship is in code. It's the accessibility guidelines, the ADA mandated rise over run formula that tells us ramps cannot exceed a slope greater than 1 inch for every 12 inches. And all of these parts are, of course, manufactured to those dimensions. You have 6-inch pieces, you have some 3-inch pieces. So you can literally work this out to where you can get yourself to an odd sort of width. You can do 27-inch. If you want to, by adding a 3-inch piece sort of scenario, the 951. No, the 959, forgive me. It'd be a 959 behind the 961, which is behind the 962, and then etc. Now, the ramp components are also shown in the preceding pages of the catalog assembled. If you were going to do, this is a 960, if you wanted a 960, but you wanted to order it all at once, you would order the R250. R for ramp, 250 for 2.5 inch. When you look at that cross section in those pages, even though they're disjointed, because otherwise the catalog you would look at it like this. Well, a PDF, the pages are like this. You would get the constituent parts, all the pieces that you would need to do that job. And it doesn't change the price. You can order an R250, whatever length. Or you could order all the individual pieces. I don't see the need to do that. I would order them as a complete unit to save you the trouble of having to do that. Finishes. This is the mill finish, just mill aluminum. That's what aluminum looks like when it's extruded at the mill. You could also do this in a DKB. That's a dark bronze anodized finish. National Guard's dark bronze is on the darker side. I have people call me up and say, hey, you sent me black. I says, no, I couldn't have sent you black because they don't make black, but I understand it's very dark what they supply. That's a problem for a minority of people. It's too dark. And we have other manufacturers who make lighter versions of that, all the way to a manufacturer that makes something that's akin to oil rub bronze, which is beautiful. But then there are the majority of installations where they actually do want something as dark as possible. And the National Guard product works perfectly in those scenarios. Just note, the National Guard dark bronze is on the darker end, a very dark chocolate color. Then they can do an SIA finish. Now, SIA literally stands for Slick It Ain't. That's what it stands for. Now that would be a process, a coating, a heavy abrasive coating done over the mill finish. You wouldn't do it over dark bronze because you won't see much of the dark bronze when they're done. Why would you pay for the upcharge of dark bronze? And that will give you a heavy abrasive coating. Now, I wouldn't call this a slip hazard, but I would also tell you that my foot has personally slipped on thresholds. Just, it has. I could also fathom if you're getting out to an R250, where we are at 30-inch wide, or if you've added behind the 960, if you've added behind that the 957 to get you out to 36-inch, I could fathom where in a wheelchair, when you're going up 30-inch, all of your wheelchair is going to be on the ramp. I might argue that having a heavy, coarse coating to it would certainly be beneficial. So keep that in mind. A smaller ramp, I wouldn't worry about it so much. A 6 or a 12-inch. But the wider stuff, I would take a long, hard look at that. Speaking of good options, would be the return closed ends that are in the product catalog. Return closed ends. Those are triangular shaped fabricated pieces of material that will allow you, per the catalog, to elegantly close this off. You get out to a 30-inch wide, you're going to have a lot of open space back here, right? Those return closed ends have an advantage of giving you that clean, professional look. Pieces cut, ready to go, to be placed, fastened in. The downside is they're super expensive. Aluminum is expensive to begin with. When you add all the labor it takes to build those, yes, it's a sizable cost. I have installations where people have ordered them because they have to have them. It's mandated by spec, maybe even common sense. I've had people that have not ordered them because they have no need for them because there will be a concrete pour and the ramp is going to fit inside of that opening. Great. I've also had people tell me, I'm going to make my own. I don't really know what was done to do that. I could certainly fathom how it would not be impossible to make your own. You know, it's just a triangle, right? If I had a piece of aluminum that was 1/8 of an inch and I had a straight edge and I could score a line, or I could set up a fixture on my table saw, take the piece of material down to a piece of plywood, screw it down on an angle, and then move all of that through a table saw and get a perfect cut, yeah, I'm pretty confident I could make that happen. I don't TIG weld. I don't have the equipment to TIG weld. If I did, I would probably just weld it in place, but you might have to come up with a fastener, or you might know someone who can come to the field and TIG weld. You might build it all as a unit in your shop, TIG welding everything, and that would be how that would work. You know, lots of different ways to do this. The good thing is National Guard makes it all available. Now, it's listed in the site in lots of different lengths. If you have any special requirement for length, let us know. Order the next longest piece or pieces. Indicate in the comment field the net length you want us to cut the material back to, and that's what we'll ship it at. The advantage is you're going to get a really great factory edge. Okay, really, really tight factory edge. If you're doing an R250, you've got lots of pieces to all cut. I'm going to argue that you're probably not going to be exactly perfect down the entire line of all of your cuts. So you might want to specify to us, yeah, 72-inch doesn't work. I need it to be 71.5. Well, that makes sense. So let us know how we can help accommodate that. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the National Guard products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. If you have any questions on the National Guard number 960 ramp component or any other National Guard product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.